I'd like to call to order the Beaver County Board of Commissioners meeting for Friday, July 10, 2020. If we could please stand for the flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to, if there's comments on agenda items. Is there a motion to approve the June 25th, 2020 public meeting minutes?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. I'll move to the solicitor. Garen Fidelis is on the telephone for us.
Good morning, everyone. All right. I want to first off saying, I know we have some fathers in the room. I'm sure who else is in there, but maybe some mothers as well, too. I've got some newfound respect for those of you who have done this. So, everything's going well here, but my hat's off to all of you fathers and mothers out there. So that being said,
Yes, your whole life is about to change.
it already has. Anything that is more than a 2 to 3 hour sleep right now feels like heaven.
That's gonna be a long time.
I have reviewed resolution 1 and 2 on the agenda today, and also the ordinance. I had some minor housekeeping issues that I believe are going to be taken care of in the final drafts of these that you guys are going to approve today. So upon those being put in, I would recommend the approval of resolution 1 and 2, and also ordinance number 1 on the agenda for today.
Thank you. Our bond counsel is also here. I think he's going to discuss the resolutions and the ordinance as well.
Good morning. My name is Wayne Gerhold. I've been bond counsel for the county for quite a while. And in this instance, as you know, I'm just summarizing for the record. We're breaking this project up into 3 separate bond issues. Refinancing is being done through the Pennsylvania Finance Authority. The new money, primarily energy conservation work, is being financed from the Beaver County Economic Development Authority. And then the third, the costs related to the county reassessment program is being done as a general obligation bond issue, which is the only, we couldn't do that with any of the authorities. The municipalities authorities law doesn't contain any provisions that would prevent any of those authorities from doing reassessment bonds. So I have three resolutions. I brought extra copies. I'll briefly summarize them. There's one change that I'll give it to the chief clerk. The first resolution is with the Beaver County. Is with the Pennsylvania Finance Authority, and that's for a maximum amount of $40 million. The way this works is under the Debt Act, when you do a prospective parameters type resolution or ordinance, as we're doing today, you have to have a not to exceed number. And bankers give me that number, but you aim pretty high because I don't want to have to come back. And they really don't know what the final number is going to be. So the numbers seem larger than they are because they have to be under the Debt Act. So this is $40 million. Basically, it's a debt restructuring and refinancing. It's designed to fit in with all of the other 2 bond issues that are done eventually. One other change, and I'll when I get back to my office, I'll get these drafts out. Robert Fisher took a look at these as well, and he did catch on the first page the recitals. The whereas is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one down. I had it being done in order, the drafts had in order to substitute bonds for notes. Actually, what we're doing there is we're substituting our notes for bonds, and what we're doing is we're changing the name of the bond issue. Interestingly enough, there's an exception under the Debt Act that permits debt restructurings like we're doing. And all you have to do is change the name of the obligation of what you're of what you had from what you're going to have. So basically, we're calling it a note issue, and it's refunding 4 separate bond issues. So I had those crossed up, and again, I'll take care of that. I don't know if the examples you have schedules attached to them at the back. I can hand these out if you. No, I did that on purpose because I wanted to get the drafts out. So anyway, so I might go through each of these. You're okay. This is scheduled. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You may have.
I have the one.
Thank you.
Unless you have questions or comments, that's the first resolution.
Garen?
Yeah, I reviewed and I'm fine with it.
Okay.
So I do need 3 separate motions to adopt, so we might, if it's okay, I can make my presentation, and we can go and just call them, Garen's point is good. Resolution 1 is the PFA resolution. Resolution 2 is the BCEDA resolution, and then there's ordinance 1. So I
can do this. So our motion to pass resolutions number 071020-01.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Resolution carried.
The next resolution 2 is for a maximum of 14 million. And as I mentioned, that's for the, that's for primarily the energy conservation program, which should result in considerable savings for the development authority. The underwriter of the first transaction is RBC Capital Markets. The second resolution, the underwriter is the Media and Scattergood. That's all the explanation that I have, unless you have questions or comments.
So our motion to approve resolution number 071020-02.
I'll make it.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Finally, I'm sort of following a format from what we did the 2017 issue. This is referred to as a debt ordinance. It can be a resolution also, but I have a template. We call it an ordinance, so that's what we're going to call it. And the ordinance is for not to exceed an amount of 8 million. And that's for the assessment program. There's a limitation of the Debt Act that the maturity of those bonds can only be 10 years or less. So this is a much shorter bond issue. But essentially, and this is an exhibit that's at the end of this ordinance. Basically, you have to show overall level of declining debt of all the bond issues rolled into one. And that's what's scheduled. That's what Exhibit D on the second to the last page of the ordinance says. So again, I'm finished unless you have questions or comments.
I have a copy on it. Can I have one of those last ones?
Okay.
Garen, any questions? Did you review the ordinance as well? Sure.
Yeah, I know issues with the order. I think we just need to put this in the minutes. Wayne, you did advertise this meeting with this ordinance, correct?
Yeah, the meeting is the special meeting, and the Debt Act advertisements went into the Beaver County Times on Tuesday. The Debt Act requires a 3-day notice. So that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that complies with the law. And then as Garen knows, the special meeting requires a 24-hour notice. So the fact that we gave a 3-day notice makes it even better.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 0710-20-ORD? So, any discussions on those? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. Anything else, Wayne?
I have to collect signatures on, for all the resolutions and ordinances. Plus, so that I don't have to bother you folks again. After the bonds are sold, I have to do a debt act filing. So there's just a couple of form cover pages. One's a transmittal and one's the cover for the debt statement. And I would ask, and I'm a notary, so I can notarize the one signatures. And so I would ask that you not run away as soon as this is over and that I can collect these signatures.
I know you just explained briefly. Can you give the other two commissioners the schedule that you're discussing?
Oh, sure, yeah. The way it stands now, we had to have today's meeting for they could sell the bonds. The attorneys at the DCED, I've talked to them about this and prepped them for this. They said that they're still working from their homes and they really don't have the resources that were made to make the debt act file to do 3 separate debt act filings all on the same day. So we need to stagger this a little bit, not a lot, but we need to stagger that. So what's being done is the RBC. Well, we're going to have our due diligence conference call on Monday, and then RBC will market the bonds the following week. Apparently, they got an insurance commitment, although I haven't received it yet, and so they would like some time to market, just spend some time marketing the bonds. Robert Fisher has finished the preliminary official statement, so that's all ready to go. So basically, the week after next, we'll have the bond sale, and we'll close that bond issue about 35 days after that. Then I have to talk to Benning to see when they will market the bonds. My guess is they'll market the bonds in 3 weeks for the capital project as well as the reassessment. And that can be tied more closely together. I just have to buy more time and spread this out so that I can stagger the debt act filings for the attorneys in Harrisburg. That's the long and short of the schedule.
Any questions? Visitors comments on non-agenda items? During none announcements, the work session for Wednesday, July 15th at 10 a.m. is canceled. Our next work session will be July 22nd, 2020 at 10 a.m. here in the Commissioner's Conference Room. Our next public voting meeting will be July 23rd, Thursday, July 23rd at 10 a.m. here in the Commissioner's Conference Room. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So, next week, Pittsburgh. They do have, 4 registered, but invite people to tune in at 11 o'clock, on the 16th. Myself, Roger Davis, Don Fisher from Anchorage Regional, Ministry from Heritage Valley, and Bethany Williams from McCullough, will be the speakers talking about what's happening.
Any other announcements? Or motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Meeting adjourned.
Shocking. I need to get some signatures.